at this freaking propaganda here. Once again, the spur of the moment walking video that you're having to watch right now. One of the things I always loved about this station is this pattern on the floor here, which is continued on the platform. And this station used to be a really big deal because it connects the Olympic Stadium, and then of course the Olympic Stadium was built originally for the 1976 Olympics. And on top of that, after that, the Expos, the Montreal baseball team, the famous Expos used to play here. It was a beautiful thing. That's another thing I like about this station right here. All these lights here, it gets all cylindrical out there, you know. And I'm always proud to appreciate the simplest things like that in design. Most people couldn't care less, you know, they're thinking too much about other crap. So what's the date today? The 28th. My eyes are a little bit screwy right now because I'm just coming from the Hôpital Rosemont, the Rosemont Hospital ophthalmology department, and they did a checkup on my eyesight as recommended by the Montreal Association for the Blind, because I will be 50 years old this year, and there's some pressure that's developed in the back of my eyes. And basically, if I don't take care of that and look after that and get that checked out every year, then I could be in trouble and have glaucoma and go freaking blind and then be operated on. So you see that construction, that's one of the reasons why I decided to do this walking video. And you get to see the beautiful station here. Yeah, because you see, this is the part of the Urbis project, the express lanes for the 439 express bus. And it's funny because, you know me, I love the STM, right? It's my favorite company in the whole world. And I started hating this company when they ordered those scraps for 2009. And then a year later in 2010, they got those articulated pieces of shit, which are actually being retired more early than the regular 40-foot scraps. But when you take one of these, if you're not at rush hour, it's actually not bad going north or south. But if you take that bus like I did the other day, a few days ago, it's packed, it's really unpleasant, it's crap. So, and this right here is a bunch of bullshit. This is why I hate the STM, okay? This thing is like minimum $69,000, $70,000. And what are they driving a $70,000 car? They should be driving a frickin' whatever the cheapest thing they used to order all the time. But that's the way it is today, right? Politicians, big companies, they piss our money away like it's growing on trees, man. That's how she goes. And here's a shit box in question right here. Right? It's a shit box, but at least it's not a hybrid. So anything that's an electric vehicle or a hybrid costs a goddamn fortune. So that's where I have a problem with them. And yes, I know, I'm aware that the new Flyers, they're electric and all that, but again, I like them on a technicality because they're new Flyers. They're not made in Quebec, they're not Nova buses, and those things friggin' ride like an old classic or even better, and it's really a decent vehicle. Look at these guys, look how stupid these guys are. You can tell people are a little educated where I live here in Hochelaga. Look, anywhere they can put graffiti, man, it doesn't matter if nobody really sees it, you know? So yeah, as expensive as it is, like I said, you got this nice new roads there, and you're on those Arctic junks. It's quicker, it's smoother. I don't know when they're supposed to be finished this jazz. And I guess it's also an improvement on this street, because this street is not exactly a very nice street in the city. But there are some like look, that's nice. Look at the old classic glass blocks. This was probably built in the 50s. But there's the oldest homes are actually down that way near the river, near Rue Notre Dame and Sainte Catherine, and those are the oldest houses, because this street I seen actually on Facebook, this street really sort of opened up, I think, in really early 1900s. So, and I'm also out here. Hey, Captain. Captain. Yes, sir. And that's pretty rare, actually. It's pretty rare, those Nissan pickups. I forgot what I was talking about. Yeah, and also the reason why I'm also doing this too, there's actually a couple other reasons. First of all, I got to go back to the post office because I went there earlier to send some letters, but also I had to send an important fax, and they couldn't do it because it's just way too busy on their server or whatever, phone line. What's this guy driving? Man, my eyes are so screwy. I almost thought it was a freaking cab over for a second. Oh yeah, I forgot there's this cool church. So yeah, so I have to go back there, and it's like after, I don't know, 4:30. I don't know what time it is. And so like I always said, these buses are actually okay. If you're on a smooth road and the freaking driver's not driving like a freaking cowboy, and you're not sitting in the back of this piece of shit trailer park, then it's okay. It's doable. And yeah, and the thing is too, it's supposed to be crappy for like 3-4 days. And I'm like, well, I better do a walk-in video, because you know me, I way prefer to do those more when it's nice than not nice and sunny. I love it. And the last video I did was kind of a flop there because I was with Nick, and I didn't know that that path was going to end where the bridge is, and maybe I should have gone across with him. I'm sure you're probably thinking the same thing as me. I didn't know you could go across, but it's really a bike path more than anything, because of course bicycles have more priority nowadays than pedestrians. Go figure. Yeah, tuck it up. All that shit, all that dirt, all that gravel, whatever. Now we're at Hochelaga Blvd. The Boulevard of Hochelaga. And of course, this is looking west, looking east, south. There's a major traffic division police station that way. Look, you can't even go across here. That's how major this is here. Hey, majeur. C'est majeur, là, ce projet-là, là. You know? Yeah, so basically I'm kind of like going to loop around, right? Came out Pinot Metro. I'll film this all the way to the end to Notre Dame. Come back maybe a block. Maybe I'll catch the 34 on St. Catherine Street and go to my place. And actually also I want to go back to my place earlier because also I want to also film that Dodge van model that I finished freaking days ago. But last week the weather was so shite. I swear to God, for 8 days I think we had like an hour or two of sun. That's it. It was like winter again, like winter. Like, that's not bad actually. It looks like an ex-fire chief or something. Oh, there's this weird Cadillac here. I don't even know what the hell model is. It's weird. Well, it's kind of different, I guess. Anyway. Oh God, I love spring. It's warmer, it's comfortable, the grass is all getting green, the leaves are beautifully green. It's fantastic. It's so short, man. It's so short. You know? But you know, again, when I'm talking about things like how I get pissed about how the city pisses our money away more than anything, even more than the government, I think. Like look, they redid the sidewalk, right? But what the hell was this? What the hell are these grills for? Is this more like to absorb water? You can't. Are you even going to be able to park here in the future? I'm sure no, because that's actually one of the downside with this whole express bus lane thing. When you go further and further, where it's done, a few blocks north of here, like past Sherbrooke, like the lanes for the cars are so narrow. I mean, especially those big boats that I love, you know, or you imagine you're driving a big heavy truck like that dump truck, like holy shit, there's no margin for error basically. It's a good thing these modern cars don't have any play in the steering like all these old cars, you know, where like you turn the wheel a bit, these old cars, and it doesn't turn, you know, like. That was a nice BMW. I like that color. Yeah. Documenting, Hey, by the way, I almost forget to always mention this at the end, but no, listen, to be all serious though. I like to joke around, but I love joking around, making jokes, kidding around, but like I always say, there's no joking when it comes to money. I look good, right? I take care of myself, but I'm poor, piss poor. Freaking rent is going up not next month, in July, 35 bucks more an hour, thanks to our wonderful plant for a mayor there. So if you want to chip in, you want to send me a few bucks, I really appreciate it. You could do that, let's call it a gratuity, a tip, eltonmcfall@hotmail.com. Or better yet, become a Patreon patron member, that'd be great. Chip in 5, 10, whatever, 100 bucks a month, whatever you can do. Be much obliged, because I am the genuine article. That's why people watch me. Not just because of all this cool, great content I do. It's because of me, because of who I am. Look at this retard. Look at that. How is it possible for a cop not to have seen this at like whatever time early in the morning? I'm sorry, okay? I'm gonna say right now, look, obviously when you love emergency vehicles like I do, I've been filming cop cars for years, responding and fire truck. And I have obviously the utmost respect for police officers, but are they really doing their job combating graffiti? I saw a freaking article today, actually. It said something like, oh, they've been removing like 20,000 graffitis this year or whatever, last year. Yeah, whatever, bullshit. How about catching the people who do this crap? How about that instead? You know? Put their asses in stir, for Christ's sake. None of this fucking slap on the hands there or fine. No, you do a jail time for a few days. I saw a young guy actually picking up trash here working for the city, and I thought to myself, yeah, you see, that guy could have been a tagger. Maybe he probably got caught, and that's it. You know, it's like either you go to jail or you do community service. So I love making videos like this in one take, you know? One take. Look at this line of scrap. You know what the funny thing is, by the way, about these buses, right? They're only articulated because they're low floors, and low floor buses have always had less seats in them. So the old classics and the new looks, holy mackerel, you could pack like everybody that's in here, you could pack in those old classics and new looks. But no. We became a world of have to be PC and politically correct and revitalize that part of the city, but it's like all these businesses don't even exist now anymore and nobody's setting up. And if they are, they're probably apt to fail anyway, right? Because I mean, for one thing, I mean, in terms of stuff people buy online, they buy online more than ever. Not me, I'm not even a consumer, I don't have any money, you know. And everything else, well, is saturated. Restaurants, barber shops. I've seen a lot of new barber shops open in the last 2 years. That's just an example. Hell, there was even one down there when I did that short, actually. And now we're coming to the end of the video, which is not too long, and this is where I go to film a lot of the trucking I filmed. Is very important. It runs on this boulevard because it connects the Port of Montreal, which runs along here in Hochelaga, goes all the way more east. You have the I think that's still the Lantic sugar factory, which I buy their sugar because I love sugar. Can't have coffee without sugar. And of course you got all the refineries also in the East End and other industries. So this is a really major important thoroughfare, I guess you could say. It's a boulevard, but it's kind of a highway too, because it does become Highway 20 once you get closer to downtown. It becomes Highway 20 and becomes the Ville-Marie Tunnel. So that is it, guys. Thanks again for watching. Like I said, check me out on Patreon, become a member. I would really appreciate it. Like I said, like a lot of things I didn't know when I was younger, but man, I might look really good and all that, you know, which is good. I try to have some pride, but I don't have a damn dime to my name. I've got no money saved. What am I making? I'm making less and less money all the time. It's pathetic, but I keep doing it because I love it. I'm obsessed with images. As a matter of fact, in French, the term is un chasseur d'images. So I went from taking tons of photos, I have thousands of photos, to videos. That's how a truck's supposed to sound. Okay, my friends, take care, be well. See you on the next one when the sun comes back out again, or maybe not, I don't know. Maybe it'll be a thunderstorm, who knows. Bye-bye.